Okay, viewers, you're most welcome to our favorite show, The Political Digest. Today on the program, we shall be hosting a businessman and, of course, a politician par excellence, Honorable Fanuel D. Florence, aspiring member House of Representatives, Gashaka and Sadona Federal Constituency. Sir, you're most welcome to the program.
Pleasure. Viewers, good afternoon. The lack of satisfaction with the current state of things, most especially as it concerns the representation of our people, that is the people of Kurmi, Gashaka, and Sadona Federal Constituency at the Federal House of Reps. I do think that we have not been well represented, and I do think that there is more that could have been achieved within this constituency had we had a better representation. So this is what has spurred my interest into throwing my hat into the ring and vying for that position, because I believe that I have something to offer that in the end will translate into quality representation, will translate into physical development, that will also translate into human capital development and social development as well.
All right. You talk about disconnect. Probably, I think, can you mention three key points or reasons why you're vying, or challenges rather, of the constituency that made you to vie for this political position?
All right. The primary responsibility of a parliamentarian is first lawmaking.
That's right.
Second, you have oversight function. Then the third, which to me is the most important, is a representation of your people. In a situation where you claim to be representing a people, but there is a total disconnect between you and the people you claim to be representing, it therefore means you are not representing. Now, where there is good representation, there is supposed to be synergy, because you are supposed to keep in touch with the people you are representing. You are not there for yourself, you are there for the people. So the people should set the agenda for you, not you setting the agenda for the people, which is what we see in the politics today. And it's laughable because the whole idea of the parliament came out, or was born from a place where we cannot all be in government. So can we select people that will speak for us?
That's right.
Can we select people that will do our bidding? Now that is the whole concept that led to the formation of the parliament. So you are not there for yourself. So, but you see today people going about telling people about what they will do for them, and that is why when they get there, because they were the ones that set the agenda. Now you find out that most of the time it doesn't align. But where the people are the ones that set the agenda, and quote unquote, there is you emerge through a free and fair and credible process.
Yes.
Now the people have ownership of the project. Then you are just a spokesperson and a representative of the people. So I think, for me, that is what a parliamentarian, that's how a parliamentarian should operate, and that is how the parliament should function. So, but that's not what we see today. A lot of people come there because they have their own personal agenda, and when they go there, they pursue their own personal agenda, which in most cases does not favor the masses. They are supposed to be represented.
But you talk about only disconnect now, but I see the current member House of Representatives going home. But you talk about disconnect where he goes home. But now you are challenging the fact that people do not set agenda for themselves. I mean, yes, but rather the politicians. So you mean you do not have an agenda?
Now, there are things I would want to do.
All right.
However, the needs of the various communities that constitute or that make up the constituency vary from one place to the other.
That's right.
Now, for example, the challenges in Kurmi local government certainly will be different from the challenges in Gashaka. The challenges in Gashaka certainly will be different from the challenges in Gembu. So, now, if I am to go with my own agenda, now, how am I able to identify the needs, the challenges that are peculiar to the people of Kurmi, to the people of Gashaka, to the people of Sabana? However, when you have a system where the people aggregate their challenges and they bring to you, this is what we want you to do for us when you get there. I think for me that's the best. So it is not about me having an agenda or not, me or not. It is about the people setting the agenda for me. Now, when the people set the agenda for you, now you do their bidding. Then the other question you were asking about the member going home, it is going home to do what? Because first, as an elected member, I think morally, and I think it is just common sense that you should be able to have functional constituency offices cut across your constituency.
That's right.
Why do you have these constituency offices? So that it is the immediate access you have with your people. Your people can come in there, lodge their complaints. You can use the office to disseminate information to the people. So you find out that the office there signifies your presence.
That's right.
That is one. Now, every sensible parliamentarian should also understand that because you are not representing yourself, you are representing people. Periodically, you should have a time where you go back to have maybe a town hall meeting with your people. Now, you dialogue with them, you engage with them, they are able to tell you, how things are. You get first-hand information from them, so that when you go back, you now know what exactly to pursue. What laws are you going to come up with that will be of benefit to your people? What projects should you pursue for your people, and all of that. So, but in a situation where a parliamentarian does not have that kind of platform, you don't even sit down with your people to talk, because I would say it here boldly. The current member from Gashaka Kurmi Sarawa Federal Constituency, I cannot remember the last time he ever entered Kurmi local government, for example. From the time he was re-elected to date, it is not on record that he has visited Kurmi. And then how do you say you are representing people that way? Neither have I seen him, having a town hall meeting in Gashaka. Neither have I seen him having a town hall meeting in Sarawa local government. Does he go home? Yeah, now, does he go home? Yes. But when you go home and sit in your parlor, and people come to visit you in your parlor, is that a place to engage? That's not a place to engage.
But I see substance in your speech, sir, with bold contentment, though I'm not from your constituency. I can vote you if I am from there. But one of the problems people do face altogether sometimes is what people say or politicians say, and at the end of the day, they will not do it. What assurances do you have for your constituents that if you are voted, you will not behave as such?
Now, most people who are elected and deviate from the path is because the electorate do not take time to scrutinize the politicians. Now, if you take somebody from the village, or you take somebody who all his life he has been struggling, now maybe because an opportunity just came and we handpicked somebody and say, okay, come and contest. Now, the person does not have the experience, he does not have the network, he doesn't have the exposure that is required to succeed. Then you are sending the person to Abuja. The person gets to Abuja, he sees the good life in Abuja. He wants to own a good house in Abuja. He wants to own a car he has never bought. He wants to live a life he has never lived before. Now, this is the fundamental reason why you keep having leaders fail us. But if we begin to look at people with track records of success It could be in any field of human endeavor.
That's right.
People who have succeeded, who you can pinpoint, their achievement to say, this person has achieved this person has achieved this. And because of that, we can trust him with our vote. I assure you, when we begin to think that way, and we begin to, we pay more attention to the antecedents of candidates, we'll definitely get it right. Because for somebody like me, I've been in the private sector for a long time. I've built an organization. I know what it means to sit down every day and you are attending to over 600 staff.
Wow.
I know what it means to execute projects. I know what it means to lobby for projects.
Right.
I know what it means to pursue things.
Right.
So, it therefore means that with my experience, I have the capacity and I have the wherewithal to represent my people, not for selfish interest, but because of the desire to see that we create change.
That's right. So, I seriously want to say that it's a nice discussion, and I hope viewers out there altogether are listening. Of course, you find it also very interesting, like my home self. And we were talking with Fanuel D. Lawrence. He is a CEO of Green Peak Shelter Abuja and Omatasan Ariwa. So you're most welcome to the show. And I hope we will go on lead questions, sir. You talk about consistently, talking about issue that has to do with the disconnect, as well as the reasons why people should vote you instead of your counterparts. You have never been into politics before. On what platform are you vying for the post of House of Representatives, looking at the fact that the incumbent member is from the ruling political party, as well as the strength of his capacity, the financial base, as well as other factors. How do you intend to beat him hands down, and on what platform?
I am running under the platform of the APC. I'm a card-carrying member of the APC. Okay. And just to correct you, the incumbent just defected to PDP because the heat was getting too much for him in APC. Okay. So among the other contestants, I do think that there are a few young people that are also lined up, and also a few chick of the old block. But for me, I want to say that, like I just mentioned here, you look at the trajectory, you look at the antecedents of somebody. It will interest you to know that even before now, we have done a lot in terms of touching the lives of people at the grassroots level. We've renovated party offices, we've built party offices in some local governments, we've paid for rent for some party offices. Okay. We have also distributed educational materials across Sardauna and Gashaka local government, and we also plan to extend it to Kume local government. We've supported the health sector by providing hygiene materials in the hospital, also employing casual staff. For the past 9 months, we've recruited about 20 casual staff at Gembu General Hospital, and we pay them monthly from our pockets.
That's interesting.
Now, we have invested so much in the grassroots, at the grassroots level, in projects that have direct bearing with the masses. So, and we do think that this is just but the beginning. And to bust your bubble, electricity is a big problem in Nigeria.
Of course.
And we have been able to lobby and secured mini grids, solar system for 34
through your effort.
Through my effort.
That's interesting.
For 34 communities.
Okay, 34.
34, that's record breaking. It has never been done anywhere. Now, 34 communities on the Mambila Plateau having electricity means the entire Mambila Plateau is lighted. So, and this is through renewable sources of energy, which means it's sustainable because it's eco-friendly, and it will also interest you that from the point of connection, you don't pay anything. Okay. So each household is being connected for free. You are not paying for meter, you are not paying for wiring, you are not paying for anything.
That's interesting.
Until you see light in your house before you begin to pay stipends for sustainability.
That's right.
And the project we are talking about is in billions of naira. So if we can
and
do
you,
this,
you initiated this.
yes. So if we can do this, even at this level, it only shows you that if we have that platform, there is so much more we can network to bring to our constituency that will be of benefit to the constituency.
I like the issue of this sustainability. But sir, take for instance, and God forbid, I'm not praying you do not win, because I can see the potentials of your determination as well as the strategies. But if you do not win, do you think you will continue doing this kind gesture? Because I see good heart in you.
Of course, we started doing these things even when we did not, even when I had not made up my mind to join politics.
Okay.
Because this is who I am. Yes, and nothing is going to change from that.
That's right. You're most welcome, sir. Okay, viewers, you're most welcome to the program once again. We are speaking to Honorable Fanuel D. Florence, a member to be, aspiring member, Gashaka Kurmi and Sadona Federal Constituency, Taraba State. And I hope you're doing following. And we want to ask him more questions on his aspiration decision on this very important position. Sir, many people contested and led people into this position you're vying for. What would you do differently with the incumbent as well as the predecessors?
Well, first, the ambition is not about me, it's about the people. So what I will do differently is that I will make the people partners in progress. I will also ensure that there is a connect, there's a chain, there's a smooth flow between the people and myself. So I would want the people, for once, to own this project. Now, what I mean is that, just like I said previously, let the people set the agenda. I should be answerable and accountable to the people. So we are going to have periodic town hall meetings where, based on the agendas we've set, now we begin to scrutinize the agendas over time. Okay, this year, the people of Kurmi were asking for A, B, C, D. Now, in the first 6 months, which have we achieved? For the ones we are still pursuing, at what level are we? Now, when you run that kind of transparent system, where the people have a voice, where the people have a stake, you find out that you would have made things very easy. So there's no issue of suspicion. There is no issue of disaffection. There is no issue of dissatisfaction, because the people are abreast. You're speaking truth to them. And when you speak the truth to people, and the people can see that this is truth, of course, people are not that wicked. And people are not asking for so much. They're just asking for the basics. So, you need to give what belongs to the people to the people. Governance should not be about self-aggrandizement. Governance should be about the people. And we want to return that opportunity to the people of Gashaka Kurmi and Sadona Federal Constituency from 2027.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And finally, what are your calls to the people of your constituency as well as the politicians in general?
My call to the people of Gashaka Kurmi and Sadona Federal Constituency is simple. The opportunity we have been waiting for is now. And the time has come for us to arise as a people to vote for development, to choose development. Let's put a parochial interest aside. Let's put primordial sentiments aside. Religion, tribe, and all of that will never bring development. The only thing that can bring development and deliver the dividends of change and dividends of democracy is credibility. Is credibility. And I assure you that in me, you have a credible candidate. Because I'm not in this for myself. I'm in this for you, so that together we can change the trajectory. And to the politicians, I would just want to say that it should just be about the people. Yes, well, once it is about the people, then that is the real essence of politics. But when it becomes about self, you want to buy the kind of cars you've never bought, build the kind of houses you've never built, so you elect somebody who has nothing, and the next minute you now see him amassing wealth for himself. The people that elected him, who have the power, now come to your parlor and they are sitting on the carpet. No, I think that is slavery, and we must end that. We must end that. We cannot be living that way in the 21st century. You cannot bring people low so that you stay high, and then you are dictating to them as a demigod. But that kind of politics, we say no to it. We are breeding a brand of new politicians with a better orientation of what politics in the 21st century should be. Politics in the 21st century should not be about self, it should be about the people.
Listeners, it has been a very wonderful, interesting interview with Honorable Fanuel D. Lawrence, aspiring member in the House of Assembly, National House of Assembly, I would say, to represent the good people of Gashaka, Kurmi, and Sadona Federal Constituency. And it has been a very interesting interview, and I hope you will do follow what he said, because I have seen sincerity in what he says, and we hope that he actually achieve, and we wish him all the best, sir. We wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thanks, sir.
Some other time, until next time, same station for interesting package of this interesting program, Political Digest.